Take a moment to allow your body to settle in the way it prefers right now. As you become aware of the surface supporting you, you may notice how easily your weight is carried, how the body responds when it realizes it does not need to hold itself up quite so much. That simple recognition often brings a subtle shift, a softening that begins before you consciously decide anything at all. Your breathing continues in its own rhythm, and as you notice that rhythm, something interesting often happens. The breath begins to organize the body all by itself. The muscles that have been holding on for reasons long forgotten start to loosen. You may notice that your jaw may soften slightly. The tension in your shoulders may ease. Even the space behind your eyes can often feel a little more open, a little quieter. There is a particular quality to this kind of quiet. It is not emptiness, it is availability. As your awareness turns inward now, you may notice as your body starts to recognize this moment as one where it can pause, not stop completely, just pause long enough to recalibrate, long enough to remember what steadiness feels like. Money, for many people, has carried a certain charge, a tightening, a readiness, a sense of needing to stay alert. And that response did not appear randomly. It developed through experience, through learning, through moments where being attentive mattered. Your nervous system did exactly what intelligent systems do. It adapted. And now, in this moment, it is offered something new. As you continue to breathe, you may notice how the body responds when money is no longer something to brace against, but simply something to be aware of. You may notice that the thought of money can float through awareness in the same way that any other practical thought does, without pulling the body forward, without drawing energy into tension. That realization alone allows the system to reorganize. Calm does not need to be forced. It appears naturally when safety is recognized. And safety is recognized through sensation, not logic. So as you breathe, allow the body to register what is actually happening right now. The steadiness of the surface beneath you, the gentle rhythm of breath, the absence of urgency in this moment. These signals are received far more deeply than words. Somewhere inside the nervous system begins to note, this is workable, this is manageable, this is steady. And that steadiness has an effect. Thinking becomes clearer when the body is settled. Perception becomes more accurate. Decisions feel less rushed and more considered. You may even notice that when urgency softens, space appears. Space where ideas can land. Space where options become visible. Space where the mind can move rather than react. And as this continues, the subconscious begins forming a new association. Money and steadiness existing together. Money and clarity existing together. Money and calm responsiveness belonging in the same space. That association strengthens quietly without effort. Each calm breath reinforces it. Each moment of physical ease gives it more weight, as this pattern establishes itself, something else becomes possible. New, good ideas and opportunities begin to establish themselves in awareness effortlessly. Not because they are hunted for, but because the system is no longer too tight to notice them. Progress unfolds from this grounded presence. There is nothing dramatic about this shift, and that is precisely why it lasts. Now, as we move towards the end of this session, you may notice yourself coming up through all the levels of consciousness as your awareness begins to widen again. At some point, you may begin to notice the room around you again. You notice the sounds that are present, the sense of being here, supported, alert, and steady. And as you begin to move up through all the levels of consciousness, back into your full conscious awareness, just notice as the body brings its steadiness with it. Your breathing always remains easy. And you notice as movement returns naturally to your fingers and your toes, and perhaps even to your shoulders. So wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes as that feeling of wakefulness moves through your body from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. As you fully return to a state of consciousness that is right for this time of day, you carry with you the quiet knowing. Your system now recognizes safety. It knows how to return to this state whenever you choose. And each time that it does, it brings with it clear solutions and valuable ideas. So coming all the way up into the here and now, when you're ready, with a stretch and a smile, you can open your eyes, feeling better than before. Welcome back.